How's it going, Mr. Gordon? That's good to hear. So, what we're going to be going over today is the stages of recovery that we're going to be putting you through. We know that you are 7 days out of surgery, so I'm going to try to break everything down for you in a chronological order for you to follow as best as possible. So, the first stage is the tissue healing stage. With this stage, there are three actual sub stages. There's the inflammation stage, there's a proliferation stage, and there's a remodeling stage. The inflammation stage happens right from the injury to 2 days, maybe, and it could happen or it can last up to 14 days. We are currently in the proliferation stage, and what that means is that the tissue integrity is healing. So your supraspinatus and then your infraspinatus, the tissue is actually healing, so the structure is going to get intact. But with that, the tissue itself isn't very strong, so we can't load it up with different types of exercises. The last stage is the remodeling stage, and that's when the tissue itself becomes very strong. There's different collagen involved, and that's when we can start loading up and progressing with your workouts. During this time, we are also going to be working on the mobility side of it. And so we're going to be exercising, starting off with passive range of motion. So I'm going to be moving your arm, moving your shoulder around in order for us to just keep the body moving. We don't want us to stay still at all because that's going to end up hurting us in the long run. So we're going to start off with a lot of passive range of motion, and then we're going to move on to active assisted range of motion. So what's going to happen is that you're going to use your other limbs in order to help move your arm a little bit. But we don't want your arm to fully rely on itself to lift. And then the last one is the active range of motion. So that's when, at that point, you're going to be lifting your arm by yourself in order to actively stretch the muscle and work on the range of motion. After that, we're going to be working on the exercises for performance initiation. And what this involves is our start to progressively overload the shoulder. And what I mean by that is that we're going to be going through exercises and starting to increase the weight for you to actually have some strength involved. Because up until this point, we're working on mobility, so we're just working on how the shoulder moves inside the joint and how the surrounding structures react to that. And what we're going to be doing after that with the performance initiation is we're going to actually start strengthening the muscles involved because you haven't been using it in a really long time, so it's going to be pretty weak. So we're going to be there to strengthen it for you. If you have any questions, just let me know. If not, then we can go ahead and start this. Thank you.